another Russia or some other communist state or like Hitler or something like this. The United States would never fall for this. But here's...
If you want to keep your woman, if you want to keep your girlfriend, I advise you to go get you some clothes from 345 Mailbox Incorporated. Play that commercial for me. 345 Mailbox Incorporated. I'm serious. This is about love, man. You want to keep your woman? No, the woman will tell you the opposite. The woman will tell you that it don't matter. But it does. I'm telling you from a personal example. Look, spend it on your car. Because the last thing I want to see is your car stop and your children on the side with you or you by yourself. You know these mean streets out here. You got to keep your car running. So take one of those payments and don't get your weave done and get your car taken care of. And the next... It might be just a little chilly outside, but we're gonna warm you up. That all you can have all this, and that 88% gonna go see Jody or something, man. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep. Listen, I didn't write the survey. Don't hate me. Hate the person that wrote the survey. And also, the survey also says this. It says that women also, they claim that, hey, men, you all can wear those same old clothes all year long. Some of you all 2 or 3 years. Some of you all don't hardly get no new clothes at all. And you know what the survey says? Says the women say, the women, here's what I've been told. The women say, oh, it's okay. You can wear those, them jeans, they're a little raggedy, but they clean and that outfit, that suit you had and those hoodies and stuff, like they're clean. You've been wearing them for a long time, but baby, I love you in them. The survey said that's a lie too. The survey say, if you keep them old clothes like you've been keeping them, that you might lose your woman. Now, I got an example of this. I was in the barbershop, taking care of my own business. My wife came in the shop, was in the shop, and this guy came in to Jay to cut his hair. And, man, he had on these sharp jeans and outfit. And, man, I was looking at my woman, my wife, looking at this guy in these sharp outfits, these sharp jeans, and I got jealous. Because I looked at myself. I said, she said mine was all right, but she's looking at the guy with them. You know what I did? Immediately. He wasn't waiting on me. Immediately, I went to 345 Mailbox Incorporated and got me 8 pair of new pants. My lady was cutting her eyes at that man in them sharp jeans, and man, I got jealous. I said, it ain't gonna happen again. Next time I sit next to him, I'm gonna have on some sharp clothes too. And it made a difference. Lord have mercy. So if you want to save your marriage, if you want to save your relationship, don't let the woman tell you it's all right. Oh, baby, you look fine all the time. You know what she's saying? I wish you'd go to 345 and get some new clothes. Baby, get the hookup. And this survey says, not the mind, ladies. Y'all been lying to me. It's about the sex. Now, come on. Let's admit to it. You say, oh, no, Mr. McCoy, your mind is great. And that's all I need. Liar. The poll survey says 88%. A woman say, if you want to keep me, baby, your sex life got to be kind of right. Anybody know mine? They didn't say mine. They didn't say all that. They said strictly that. So Miss Controversy, she's the one got me all mixed up on this subject. So I'd really like to talk to her about it. But she ain't going to call because she's too scared.
You know what? I got a lot of nerve, baby, and I have a lot of other things. And let me just tell you, like I told you before, it's serious time for serious people. Okay?
I understand that.
It's very interesting that you are focused on this topic today because, sex in our community, it's just rampant, and no one's thinking about love or relationships. there's no room to think about anything. They're just trying to hit it, you know?
Okay, all right.
And let me tell you this. Here we are, and you and I are in a group of people that we know all of our young people today are having hard times finding relationships. And it is our responsibility as mature adults to try to guide the young people in the Black community to understand that a relationship doesn't begin with sex. Okay?
Yes.
It doesn't, and it should not. So let me ask you this question, Art.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're talking about, I don't know what's going on in your life, but let me tell you what's going on in my life. I've had an awakening in my mind and my spirit, and I understand that the Black community is suffering.
Yes, ma'am.
We are suffering from ignorance. We are suffering from lack of resources. And this is the most horrible thing that we're going through right now all over the United States. Would you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
And the last thing that I need to see is somebody's butt. That's the thing, we need to refocus. It's not about sex, Art. It's about understanding, respecting people. So, like I said, I kind of came in on the end of this. So what was your question? Let me ask you. How do you want me to comment on this? What was your question?
Miss Controversy.
Yes.
One thing that you said just a moment ago that dawned on me, it was really hot the other day, and I hope this isn't a prelude to what I have to see coming this summer, because, boy, it was some horrible sights out there as far as the dress, the way a lot of my females were dressed. I'm not talking about my men. Okay, but that's for another subject. But here was the comment. Here's the comment, Miss Controversy. And it's so good to talk to you. I'm telling you, people have been crying to talk to you. They just love your voice. But, Miss Controversy, some time ago, and I never forget it, you told me, and this is not our subject matter. We're just dwelling in it for a moment. You told me that it wasn't so much about the sex in relationships. I'm not talking about teens, and I'm talking about full adults. It wasn't so much about the sex. It was more about the mind. You played that game on me, and I believe you, Miss Controversy, but I read the survey, came out this week, and it says 88% of females say it's more about the sex in a relationship, and if the sex ain't right, it's a good chance that relationship is not going to be that right. And so why would you lie to me, Miss Controversy?
Okay, this is not the lie. I'm telling my brother, all you have to do is open up your Bible and understand what Romans states. People are going to be lovers of each other. Everything is going just the way the Bible tells us is going. This is not something that I created. This is not something you created. This is not something society can even have any control over. This has already been foretold, okay? These people and the young people, and I feel so sorry for them because I have two young adults, okay? My son just turned 30 years old. He can't find a good woman to save his life, okay? My daughter can't find a man that don't have at least 1 or 2 or 3 children already. And these are young people. The times are different, Art. So, this subject matter that you're talking about, it's talking about, it's a mental thing. And for people that know and that people that understand, it's serious time for serious people. And what we got is a bunch of ignorant people that don't want to read anything, particularly the Bible. They don't understand anything. So when you're talking about sex, this is like the last thing on anybody's mind when we're talking about a relationship. I need to know what's going on with what your thoughts are. The best sex I ever had was mentally, and that's personal.
Oh, come on, Miss Controversy. Come on, see that? There you go already, Miss Controversy.
Okay, so, see, I'm sorry, Art, if you never had that. See, that's the problem. That's why people jump from this one to that one, because, see, they ain't never been, had a good relationship mentally. The best one I ever had was a mental relationship. It ain't nothing like being stimulated mentally, okay? Nothing. I don't care what kind of, you could turn backflips, brother, but if you stimulate my mind, you got me all day long. And that's what I say about this subject that you're talking about.
Miss Conner, that's why I call you, because you're sticking to that, aren't you? Even though 88% say different, you're sticking to your premise on this, aren't you?
Okay, I would love to see that polling audience that they did, what is the 88%. But let me tell you, any mature individual and even a young person that has any more knowledge besides what's going on in their pants, look, you're talking to me like you've never been young. We've all been young, okay? But let me tell you something, brother. This is a different breed of individual that we're dealing with in the society. When they talk about millennials, you don't know nothing about the millennial, okay? All you know is that you are older than a millennial. That's all you know. This is a different breed of individual that we're dealing with.
Miss Controversy, and I agree. Right. I agree with you 100%. Your point is well taken. But these weren't millennials per se that we were talking about. These were actually couples and people, not teens and all that. These were actually couples, married couples, and so forth that the survey was taken on. And
you know what? I'm not going to question your data because I don't know your data, and I'm gonna do just like Donald Trump do when he be on CNN. We're still questioning that. We don't know the answer to that. So you know what? It's plausible. It could be true, but I don't know, and I'm not going to comment on some 88% that I don't know who these people are. It's not going to be another Russia or some other communist state or like Hitler or something like this. The United States would never fall for this, but here's the problem. Baby, you read 1984 by George Orwell, I'm sure. So I'm encouraging all of our listeners right now, if you never read that book, go get the book. 1984 by George Orwell. And this is what Trump and his organization is trying to do. They are attempting, a feeble attempt, to alter history, to alter the truth, and everything else. So this is a very simple book. It's called 1984. It's by George Orwell. And let me just say this to your listeners. Those that know, the purchase of this book went up, and it just went off the roof with people buying this book and trying to read it because this is what he's referencing. This is what this is all about. So anybody that's listening right now, go to your library right now and get the book 1984 by George Orwell.
All right. Okay. One final comment for you, Miss Controversy. I could do a whole show with you sometime when me and the crew go on vacation. You come on in here and do it. But listen, this one lady that a survey was done and many comments was made about the Trump administration. And one lady from Cleveland, here's what she said. There are many more comments, but this one lady said this. For black people, it's not like life is going to get any worse. What do you think about that comment? She's talking about Trump.
Talking about life is going to get any worse.
For black people, it's not like life is going to get any worse.
Okay. Well,
talk to me.
Comment to that. We all know, and you know what, somebody else, I heard them say this in this whole thing, having President Barack Obama, we went into a fantasy. We went into a fantasy as black people in the community. Some of us, not me, but some of us got lulled into that wonderful, with the President Barack Obama, our black president. You know what? This is the first black president we ever had. It's been white presidents since the beginning of this country, so I'm not tripping on another white president. That's not the point. The point is that what I'm upset about is the caliber of this individual, Donald Trump, is not even close to the representing me as a person that lives here in the United States. He doesn't represent me at all. Okay? Not even because he's not black. It's because he's ignorant and because of his values and everything else. That's why he doesn't represent me. So, this comment that this individual made, this is the same thing that lulled people into complacency. This is the same thing that got Donald Trump elected. This is the same reason why out of all the people that live in the city of East Cleveland, only like 12 of them voted. This is the same reason, we're not exercising our rights. And this population of people, you want to sit back and complain about what's happening, but you don't want to participate and help it change. And that's the problem.
Miss Controversy.
What?
There's two things I want you to do before you get off there. I want you to apologize because more than 12 people voted in East Cleveland.
It wasn't you. Did you vote?
And more than 12. And before you get off this air, I want you to say, Mr. President Donald Trump. Because you said...
my entire...
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Get her off the radio. Get her off the radio. Get her off the radio. We'll talk to you soon. Tell Danielle. In the cold on 152nd and Ivanhoe. I'm telling you, man, I was driving. You know how Saturday it got so cold, the wind was blowing and all that. I saw this beautiful lady with her car stopped on 152nd and Ivanhoe, right where everything and then some used to be up in that area, going towards Ocho Rio. She's a little heavy-set lady. I bet she was going to Ocho Rio. But here's what happened. Her car was stopped. The wind was blowing, it was cold, and the people was passing her up. And you know why I recognized her so much? Because she had this beautiful, beautiful hair weave. It had blue all in it and blonde. And man, it was so heavy and thick. I know it had to cost at least $500 or more. It was beautiful. And here she is standing out there on the hood of her car with all this beautiful hair. The wind and the snow and the slush was blowing. And here she is standing there. I guess she was waiting on a tour, somebody to come help her with her car. So my point is this, ladies, and I'm very serious about this, ladies. Ladies, please do this for Art McCoy. Do this for yourself. Do this for your children. Rather, just take one of those hair weave jobs, whether it costs $200, $300, whatever it costs, $500. Oh, my goodness. Look, spend it on your car. Because the last thing I want to see is your car stop and your children on the side with you or you by yourself. You know these mean streets out here. You got to keep your car running. So take one of those payments and don't get your weave done and get your car taken care of. And the next month, come back and get your weave back. I'm telling you, ladies, you will not be standing there on 152nd Street with all this beautiful hair blowing. Don't let this happen to you, Kiki. You got dreads. You're lucky. All this beautiful hair, and it's getting all messed up. Her car stopped. She's frustrated, but she's looking beautiful, but her hair is getting messed up because she spent all her money on her hair and not enough on her car. Ma'am, if you're listening to me right now, young or old or in between, you know you need that car for yourself, your children, or whatever. Listen, you go to All Star Muffling Brakes. You know, I wouldn't lie to you on a Sunday. Freed after 20 years. You know these brothers. The East Cleveland 3. Listen, you're talking about brothers that went through a struggle. Listen, when these brothers first came to Black on Black, they were like 15 and 16. And they were charged with murder. And they were framed. I don't know why we're on East Cleveland so tough right now, but this crime happened in East Cleveland. East Cleveland ain't no bad place to live. I live there. But I'm just telling you about these stories here, all right? These boys and mamas and sisters and brothers came to us over 21 years ago. And they said, hey, these boys have been framed. We worked with the family, the Wheat family, and all of them for years. We never stopped working with them, just like we never stopped working with Amanda Berry family. And you know what? We brought these boys home. Right. We brought them home. We was at the trial when the judge, a beautiful judge, I'll come up with her name in a minute. She deserves some accolades. She set them free, but they're saying that East Cleveland detectives and the system framed them, and they want to get paid, and righteously so. So the East Cleveland, they say 2 freed after 20 years filed lawsuit. Say East Cleveland police, county prosecutors, and others mishandled their case. Lord have mercy. I ain't got nothing but love for them. We're talking about Eugene Johnson, my guy, coming to Superfly Barbershop quite often, along with the other 2 guys, Derek Wheat. His cousin used to come all the time, and get us to go march with her. And Lawrence Glover, that's the East Cleveland is up. So they can't really do the work that it's supposed to do in the community. Here's what we'll do. We'll take and pay some of the activists. We'll have a select group of activists, and we'll pay them. Say, wait, we'll give you a $100,000 grant or $200,000 grant or $50,000 grant, and you all do the work over here. But if you all talk to them other groups, like Black on Black and other groups that we ain't going to give no money to, then we will cut your money. So you see what they did? They took this money and they divided the activists. Some get paid, some don't, and those and others get played. And those that get paid, now y'all better not talk to them others that's out there doing all the work, because we'll cut your money. So you see, they talking about dividing and conquer. So now you got activists out there getting paid. Well, we can't talk to y'all even though y'all doing the work, because it'll mess up our money. And this goes on, whether it's in the churches or all through the system. Money is what's messing up the community, because it's a game of pick and choose. Well, I'll give you some, but you better be quiet and you better do what I say. But I ain't gonna get him none. And so this is what dividing the community in a way that it is. So right now, you're talking about the community's not together. You're talking about the young people not together and fighting each other. Hey, man, the activists and the people that's supposed to be doing the work ain't even together. You know why? Because the city have figured out a way to divide us by giving some of them crumbs, giving some of them more, and then giving the most of us nothing. And so, man, I can go into this deeper and deeper. Like I said, I am the foremost authority on black crime and crime in our neighborhood and the demise of our neighborhood. I've been doing it 40 years. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know who won't talk to me?
Who?
Mayor Frank Jackson. You know why he won't talk to me about it? Because he know I'm going to tell the truth about what's happening in our community, and he knows I'm going to call it like it is. They have did more to divide the community by throwing out these crumbs to some activist groups and making them think they're better than those who's doing the work for free. You know what I'm saying? And rather than all of us working together. I'm going to give you a good example real quick. The Great Peace Alliance under Reggie Rucker, who's in jail right now. God bless his soul and his family. But the Peace Alliance was supposed to come out and be this great mechanism or organization to get all the organizations together as one and go out in the community and fight crime and get our community together and help our youth and all that. You know what happened right from the jump? They picked and chose. They said, well, hey, this organization, you can be in it. You can be in it. You can be in it. You can be in the organization that probably won't even doing that much. And we're going to give y'all some money. But if y'all dare talk to Black on Black and victim of crime and all those organizations, we're going to cut y'all funds off and y'all going to have to do exactly what the police say, or we're going to cut your funds off. Listen, they divided the community. And that's why crime and murder is rampant like it is now. I'll go into this much further next week. Who's on the phone line? Listen, I keep it real. I don't care if I make it rain or whatever. You don't have to like me. Y'all don't care. I'm going to tell the truth. That's why you don't like me, a lot of y'all, and a lot of you do. But I'm going to tell the truth, and that's the divisiveness of the community. Who's on the